Yes. Here we go back on the scene. This is the We So Classic podcast brought to you by WeSoClassic.com. This your man D Damon in the building.
Yo. It's your boy Lou Hall in the building. Hair free, Carefree.
Yo. What up, Lou Hall? What's good? Yo, Brooklyn's in the house tonight. It's Brooklyn in the house tonight. Yo, my boy Prez is in the house. What's good?
What's freeze? And it's your boy Recess hopping out the sandbox. Gee, what's poppin'?
What's going on, my brothers? How y'all been, man? How y'all week been, y'all? What's good, man?
Hey, I'm chilling, checking out this bizarre rapping style known to me.
Okay.
Who you?
Okay.
PIG?
I don't know. What the fuck is that? That's it? He just said, watch this. I'm gonna be slick with this shit. Watch this. I'm gonna kill it.
Listen, man, I'm just trying to tell folks, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to tell folks, man. You know what I'm saying? When you got that Michael and Prince DNA, you know what I'm saying? That's
Okay.
Continue.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Interesting. Michael.
Continue. That's three. You know what I'm saying? It's in the first 2 minutes of the show. Continue. I listened to something, but I forgot which episode it was. I think it was like 2 shows ago. This dude went on like a soliloquy. Oh my god, he must have said, you know what I'm saying, at least 20 times. Yo. I was like, I started cringing. By like number 15, I started cringing. I was like, oh my god, yo. Where's the bell, yo?
Hilarious.
But it's all good, Big Lord, man. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? It's all good, man. Yo, Reset. I never even asked you. What the fuck was that shit with last week when you was talking about when you was saying the way, you know what I'm saying? What the fuck was that?
You know what I'm saying?
What was that about?
You know what I'm saying? It's like you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Because it was crazy. It was saucy. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Yo, crazy, man. What's up with you, Reset? What's up with your week, brother? How's it been, man?
Yo, I'm recovering from last week. I was extra saucy on the old English during the show. If you want, everybody want to go back and check out what just happened last week. Now I'm just recovering.
You definitely drank a whole bottle of Old English 800 during the course of the show. Yeah, you definitely did.
Yeah. I mean, come on now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it was a throwback show. You know what I'm saying? So, I had to put myself in the mood. You know what I'm saying? Y'all definitely skipped over when I was celebrating the Unsung by the Lost Boys last week that had dropped.
Oh yeah. How was that, man? Did you finish it?
Yeah, incredible. They did a great job. Yes, they did a great job. You know what I'm saying? So definitely represented it well. You know what I'm saying? Brought it back. It's always hard. When you hear because as much as success that Mr. Cheeks had with the Lost Boys, it seems like it was overshadowed by when the group's beginnings and they lost Freaky Tah. So it's always hard, you know what I'm saying? But it's very admirable. You know what I'm saying? Very admirable.
Trying to count your shit down.
Yeah, man. But yeah, yo, it is what it is. So yeah, I got saucy, and after that, and then you know what I'm saying. So it was like, yo,
he got some nerve trying to count a next man.
He's the king, you know what I'm saying. He got you might as well patent that shit, man. We're gonna patent on, you know what I'm saying.
Give me my money.
Give me my money.
So, Reese, what's the verdict on them? I obviously Cheeks do whatever. Freaky Tah is dead. One of them is in jail, right?
Yeah, Spig Nice.
Spig Nice is in jail for what? What went to jail for?
For the robbery of 9 banks and 1 attempted robbery.
What? Get the fuck out of here.
Life? He got life?
Nah, 30 something years.
Damn.
He was doing it. He got it. He got 9 banks under his belt. It took him 9 times before he got caught.
Yeah,
and attempted robbery.
See, that's what I'm talking about, man. People don't know how to just cut the shit, yo, and just fucking. Then you go rob 10 fucking banks, yo.
But yo, yeah, man. Yeah, man. Pretty Lou is an accountant down south, I think in Georgia.
Word. Go for him, man. Go for him.
And Mr. Cheek still out there doing the music on the ground. You know what the deal is. That's his career choice. You know, like I said,
Lost Boys, man. Lost Boys was there, man. Especially me living in Queens, and I went to school in fucking South Side, Jamaica, Queens, and August Martin. Oh my god, I remember seeing before they even came out, people tagging up LB fam all over the place. I didn't even know what the fuck they was. I really thought they was just a gang and shit until the music came out, and I was like, I said, this a group, and people would have like LB fam shirts on and shit and like gold chains, and I was like, okay. Then the music came out and the shit was off the hook, obviously. Lifestyles of the fucking rich is like one of the in Jeeps, Beamers, and Benz, both of them together. Two of the dopest first singles ever, man, for any actor to me.
Yeah. So that's I was definitely rocking out to that. Brought me back to a few albums in the past. So I hit up the Legal Drug Money.
Of course, man. Classic beyond classic.
Love, Peace, and Happiness came out.
Love, Peace, and Happiness.
And LB Fan for Life came out.
Okay, I never really heard that one. And shit.
It's hard to hear sometimes because Ty was the hardest.
Freaky Ty was dope, man.
Yeah, man. Come on.
We lost a lot of people, yo. We lost a lot of people in hip-hop. Like in the middle. Yo, I was like, this is a whole nother subject. We still talking about people that passed, but like I said, I told you earlier, I just finished watching the Stretch and Bobbito joint on Netflix. Man, they went to the Big L part. Yo, Big L was just a fucking.
Oh my god.
Big L was a fucking monster, yo. Oh
my god.
Oh my god. Yeah, I forgot. I don't even remember what he said. He said something. I was like, yo, that shit is hilarious. Yo. Like this dude was a monster, man. But R.I.P. Big L, R.I.P. Freaky Ty, man.
Yeah, man.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
what's going on with you, Big Press?
Yo. I sell ice in the winter. I sell fire in hell. I am a hustler, baby. I sell water to a well. Bars.
Okay.
So obviously he took it from Queens and went straight to Brooklyn.
Obviously.
Oh, of course. How you mean? I'm good though, man. I'm chilling here, representing BK all day. You know what I mean? It should be a national holiday today.
Motherfucker live in Queens and shit. Told me represent BK all day. Come on, man. Let me blow your spot, man. Enough of the bullshit, man.
Hey. Listen, I cut my teeth in Brooklyn. All right.
Come on, man. Represent the Q borough, baby. Let's go, man.
Listen, man. I'm all over, but I cut my teeth in Brooklyn.
Of course, man. Of course.
It is what it is, bro. Yeah, man. Today was, December 4th is the day of the birth of the Sean Corey Carter, Mr. Jay-Z, Mr. Hove, God MC.
I keep wanting to say R.I.P. I don't know why. I'm so used to say R.I.P. to people and shit, but happy birthday to Big Hove, man. Happy birthday to that.
For sure, man. And just reflecting today on his contribution to the culture, contribution to hip hop in general. Good to see somebody come up from nothing and make something out of himself, like he did. It's definitely a good look for him to be at this stage of his life and affecting so many other people.
Yes, indeed.
Just came back from South Africa. Mandela would have been 100, would have been celebrating 100th birthday.
Okay.
Coming up. So they had a little concert out there, Global Citizen concert in his honor. I haven't checked it out on YouTube yet, but I heard it was a dope show. They said that Jay-Z and Beyonce, I think they were the co-headliners. Had the joint rocking, had people crying. I guess Beyonce was singing, had them crying and all kind of craziness, whatnot. So definitely something worth checking out if you have time. But yeah, man, it's all about Hov, man. You know, he did so many classics, yo, so many albums, so many joints, yo.
That's
and I'm just, you know, going through some of the stuff today.
You was crying and shit too, man.
Nah, not crying.
Sound like
Just got emotional.
Nah. Just giving props. Just giving props, man.
Just keep it real, man.
Nah, come on.
He has made a song cry.
Yeah.
You
probably made a song cry.
Just giving props, man. What props is due. The type of influence and, you know, the impact that he's had on so many different levels, you know, just giving props. That's all.
That's what's up. I said, it almost sounds like you doing a show on Jay-Z. It almost sounds like a shit. Something, you know.
Soon come.
Okay. Almost sound like it and shit. I'll be out of, maybe a year from now and shit, you know. We'll see how that sounds. Anyway, what's going on, Big Lou, yo?
Man, ain't nothing going on, man. Just man, enjoying life. Getting prepared to take this trip cross seas.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Then man, I've been playing this Meek Mill, you know, that we're gonna get into in a little bit, and just enjoying the music. So much music has come out in 2018. And to be honest, it's kind of hard to keep up a little bit, but you know, when it comes out, try to listen to it as much as possible, get as many spins as possible before the next joint comes out. Shoot, I don't even something else probably coming up this Friday. And I don't, because it's been
yes, something is coming out this Friday. What the fuck is coming out Friday?
See?
Damn, what's coming out Friday, bro? It's gonna come to me. Continue. It'll come to me.
Yeah, I mean, but just enjoying music. I've my goodness, I've never been so excited for music to come out like in these years. It's been a minute. I think I want to say maybe like the early 2000s, back when, you know, Dipset was popping. We was waiting on the right before the breakup, the next Rockefeller album to drop before the breakup. I mean, just that anticipation. It's just been so much good music, quality music that we like to listen to. You know, because I mean, of course, there's you know, the music that we don't like listening to that others may like. You know, I'm not, you know, but what we like to listen to and what's for us has been dropping consistently.
That's what's up. What happened, Recess?
I understand.
So y'all might as well get into the shit, man. Y'all already talking about it? Get into that shit, man.
Yo,
D, how was your week, D?
It was cool. Boring as usual. I ain't doing nothing. Working my ass off and shit.
How'd you like that Meek album? What you thought about it?
I listened to it. I told you already. I listened to it.
Whoa. What you mean you didn't listen to it?
I listened to it.
Why?
I didn't want to. I didn't feel like it. I didn't feel like it. Shit.
Most anticipated album in the last few months, bro.
Anyway, y'all can get to talk about it, man.
So you've been working hard, D? What was like 50 hours? 50 hours this week?
Without a doubt, man. 6 days last week, 50 hours. Yeah. But it's all good, man. It's that time of the year. You know what I'm saying? Getting that money, stacking up.
Last Thursday, it hit like what, 30 degrees?
30? Was it cold last Thursday?
Remember you sent me the screenshot?
Oh, yeah, it was cold. And it was fucking 70 on Monday and shit. It was 70 on Monday, crazy? Man. Yeah.
Oh,
but it's all good, man. You know how we do out here, man.
All right. And then the former president dropped, right?
Yeah.
Was it right after that? The day after?
Are we saying R.I.P. to George Bush? Are we saying R.I.P.?
R.I.P. Yo, he dropped 7 months after his lady.
Yeah, I know, right? That's usually how I go. How I go, man. Couples together for that long.
Dropped 7 months after his lady. His lady died in April.
Some people pass like a couple of days after. It'd be crazy, man. They just used to just being together. I don't know. You just used to being together with somebody for so long and shit, and one just go. I guess maybe just lose the will to live. I guess your body just give out.
That's crazy.
For those who don't know, George Bush was behind the whole Willie Horton campaign, which was an opportunity for him to become the president, the 41st president of the United States.
Explain, brother. What's that mean?
So he was running against Michael Dukakis.
Dukakis. I love that name, yeah. Dukakis.
Michael Dukakis.
I'm immature and shit, no doubt.
Damn.
He was running against Michael Dukakis, and Michael Dukakis was somewhat of a I wouldn't say liberal, but he wasn't conservative as George Bush was. He was in favor of a work release program for prisoners.
Okay.
And he was running on that campaign where, certain prisoners should be able to go home on the weekends, depending on their offense and whatnot. There was a gentleman by the name of Willie Horton, African-American gentleman who fit the criteria to go home on the weekend. Unfortunately, his, criminal ass went and raped a young lady and killed her husband while he was on this weekend pass.
Was this a Caucasian young man?
It was a black dude. Dude. I can't remember what state this was in. I think it was down south somewhere. So when that happened, this was during election time. George Bush saw this as his opportunity to go at Michael Dukakis and eliminate his chances of becoming president. He used the Willie Horton and put a picture of him like plastered on TV ads and plastered in newspapers, and it talked about basically if you let these type of criminals go home, this is the type of activity that they're going to get into. I think it was just something that it was like it's what you call a dog whistle type of politic. It's like you see this black person and you're supposed to automatically think the worst. And this is what he used to basically win the presidency. Back in, I guess, what was that, 88, I guess.
88.
Yeah, I think it was the 88. I mean, there were other things, but that was one of the things that kind of like stood out to me over the last couple of days from hearing, different commentary. Of course, most of it is like, oh, he was a great man. He was a World War II hero, this and that. But he was no fan or friend of mine, I should say. And he ended up serving one term, which also is like something that's looked down upon. Like if you're a president and he only lasts one term, it was like, oh, you're not too.
Out of 40, he was like the fourth.
Now, what was the reason? Because did he run against Clinton?
Yeah, Clinton got him up out of there.
He did run against Clinton then. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can remember who Clinton ran against in 92. Okay.
Yeah, Clinton got him up out of there and shit.
I think he's the fourth out of the 40 presidents, the fourth ever to only serve
one term.
Yeah.
That's hopefully a fifth will be coming up soon.
Hopefully. I'm pretty sure it would, but who knows the way this country?
Who knows the way this country is going? Who the hell knows? For real, man. But but that's what it is, man. But what else? What are we talking about? We talking about this Meek album, man? This Meek freestyle. How about this Meek freestyle? First time. You could correct me if I'm wrong, Lou Hall, but this is the first time that you have a rapper that was going up against another rapper in a heated battle that took that track and rapped on it.
Yep. That was the first time I've ever in hip hop history seen that. You've never seen fucking Jay-Z go up to Hot 97 and then rap over Ether. You know what I'm saying?
Tell him to put on that Ether. Put on that Ether, son. Let me get on that.
you never heard Nas rap over Takeover.
You never heard 50 talking about, yo, throw on that how that shit go? How that Ja Rule go?
Oh my god!
I'm gonna diss on
clap back. We're gonna clap back.
Yeah. Shit, whatever.
Ready for war, nigga.
So that was a big deal. That was something that that was kind of like unprecedented. He definitely talked about the Drake beef and all that, how they squashed the shit, and them dudes was like best buds now and all that. Flex that he needs to that beef with him and shit, and Flex. Flex is a funny guy, man. This dude is like, he just hates on Drake so much, right? In one breath, and then the next breath, he's like, yo, this is fire. He's like, he's playing his song. He was like, yeah, and making all these dropping bombs and all that. I was like, yo, listen, man, pick a side, yo. Either you like the dude or you don't, man. Like, what's wrong with you, man? Yeah. So,
I mean, at this point, it's like, pick which nut you want to be on. You want to be on the left, you want to be on the right. That's what
what'd you call him, Lou? Pump, fake, and flex and shit.
Pump, fake, and flex.
She's hilarious. I'm sure he doesn't like Drake, right? Doesn't like him, doesn't care for him as a rap artist or whatever. But the powers that be at the radio station obviously are going to tell him to, like, you got to play this song. It's like you have no choice. Like, so don't let him fool you. Don't let him think he has like a lot of power up there and to play what he wants. And DJs don't have that fucking power, bro. It's all about numbers.
I'm not gonna sit here.
It's a numbers game, man. It's a numbers game.
Master Flex isn't a legendary New York.
I didn't say he wasn't a legend. I didn't say he wasn't a legend. But when it comes to radio, when it comes to what songs get played on the radio, that motherfucker ain't got no control over what gets played, bro.
I thought we been through that shit though, man.
He don't got no control over that shit, yo. None. Because I hear some of the shit that plays, and I'm like, this nigga don't like this song. There's no way this nigga like this song.
It's called Pay Motherfucking Ola. That shit is still alive and
yeah. In some form of fashion, these motherfuckers is getting a little money under the table. You scratch my back, I scratch yours.
Exactly.
Some kind of conglomerate that probably owns the label plus owns the radio station. You know what I mean? So that executive pretty much carries like so much weight on both sides that, you know what I mean? It's just
covered this before. There's only 5 white guys that control all of media.
I thought it was 3. You say 5?
Oh man, I don't know. I guess.
Oh no, you said media. No, I'm okay. So it might be
media, just media.
But the music business specifically, I think it's only 3.
That's great.
3.
That's fucking great.
And one of them is the reason why Tekashi 6ix9ine is in jail right now. If you didn't know. All
right, all for who's losing. Now let's get back to who's winning championships.
Yeah.
Thank you very much though. Whoever posted it, because that's what I didn't even know. I think it was you, Prez. Anyway, when I hit it, you know what I'm saying? It's so crazy. Lou Hole doesn't even know, but when he wrote in the chat that he just the first 2 songs in, but it was like, the first one is Feel It in the Air, and then the second one got the Getaway Giant. That's exactly what the fuck I was feeling, because I had to stop at 3. So I was like, yo, my goodness. I was like, all right. I like this. I like this. And as I went on, nothing short there. It's definitely fire. So.
And you know what? The funny thing is, I had to play both them joints a couple of times because I was like, I know my ears are not hearing this, because especially that in the air sample when he played when that shit came on, I said my face was like.
That's a hell of a sample clearance though, bro. Right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I mean, it's
Roc Nation. Why don't you just become a lawyer? Because you're always looking at behind the scene next shit.
Yo, but I'm just saying, a song like that though, man, to be able to get permission to use that.
Mm-hmm.
How much you pay for that shit?
Let's find out who produced it.
Yo, it's funny. It just brings me to when Rick James found out that MC Hammer was going to sample Super Freak, and he didn't like the song. He said, "This is garbage." And then he saw that royalty check, and he was like, "Oh, I like that song."
Not to get too far off the topic off of Meek's album, but as far as sampling goes, do you know this nigga? What's his name? Juice WRLD. The song that he came out with.
Yeah.
I forgot to talk about that shit last week. I heard about it last week. This nigga went and see, that's the problem with SoundCloud. So it's like you come out with a song, right? You do the shit, you produce it yourself, your boy producer, whatever, you post it on SoundCloud, and then the shit takes off. You don't have a team, you don't have the management behind you to do all that paperwork and sample clearance and all of that. The shit just took off to the point where, okay, now he's getting all this recognition, he's getting all this fame, not fucking realizing that fucking song was a sample of the song. He took a sample of Sting's song, A Shape of My Heart. So
the same one that Nas sampled for The Message.
Right, but Nas has a label. Nas has fucking lawyers and managers and whoever these executives are, and that's their fucking job. If you want to put a fucking song on this album, we got to make sure that the clearances are approved, and or else we won't get sued, or we can't clear it. So unfortunately, Juice WRLD doesn't know that aspect of that fucking business. So he puts this shit out on SoundCloud. It blows up. Now it's on all these streaming platforms, on the radio, boom, boom, boom. It gets back to Sting. Sting is like, who the fuck is this cornball playing my music without getting my clearance? Long story short, Sting would not clear the fucking song. Sues whoever. I don't know if he sued. Who the hell he sued? Because I don't know if Juice WRLD is signed to a label or not. But
sue his ass. I'm pretty sure he ain't got no LFC and shit. Sue him.
But then I think he would sue any platform that played the song, like any Spotify, Apple, or whatever. I think he can sue. Yeah, it's like some cease and desist shit. They got to figure this shit out. So long story short, he gets no profits from this song anymore. Everything goes to Sting now. Gone. Everything goes to Sting.
Hilarious.
And it's funny that you said that, because I noticed like that song was like played like constantly, right, on the airwaves, and all of a sudden nobody's playing it anymore. Like
because
nobody.
It got back. Shit really, shit blew up. Realized that it was Sting's song, who never got permission from Sting to actually use it, and now you can't use it at all. It's like you already violated. So what happens is also, I think they can sit down and they can negotiate something. They can be like, okay, going forward, can we get like 50%, do 50-50 deals, 60-40, whatever the case is. That nigga was like, nah.
Nope. 100%.
Get it from that.
Normally,
all that bread.
You come at somebody from the beginning, man. Normally, I ain't say normally, but they better chance that they'll
better chance. Yeah,
try to work something out.
Absolutely. You don't just run off and steal my shit and then claim it to be yours and get paid off of that, and I don't get anything. So it's just weird. And then I don't know if Juice WRLD produced the shit. I don't know if one of his boys produced it. I don't know if he just bought the track from somebody else. But at the end of the day, you gotta do your homework and you gotta be about your business, because that shit gonna fuck you in the end.
That's it.
Quickly.
Fuck you in the end.
Oh man, and my favorite track is Cold Hearted 2. Happens to be the last track on the album.
Okay.
I mean, this album, and like I was telling somebody else, you could just listen to this front to back.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. I think you know, I heard people say, "Oh, it's the best album of the year." I was like, you reaching, you know what I'm saying? Envy was saying that shit earlier today. I was like, you're reaching, bro. I can't say it's the best album of the year. It's a good album. I personally Mika rhyme, right? We all know Mika rhyme.
Right.
But what I don't like, and I'm just being, you know, fucking, I don't know, a stickler about it, is when rappers try to fit more words in their bars than necessary.
Or that time allows.
Yeah, like, you know, it's there's a bar, there's a format, you know, like a 4-bar format, 8-bar, whatever, the 16-bar, whatever it is. And your words are supposed to, in my opinion, you know, I like to hear somebody that can stick to that pattern. Meek has a habit of throwing extra words and syllables within that pattern. And it kind of like takes me, like, puts me in a like, damn, why did he do that? Like, couldn't he not come up with a different way to say what he just said and stay in that pattern? I just, you know, not saying that he's a bad rapper or anything, but the flow and the cadence is a little bit off at times. So that's why I know I would never say that this is one of the best albums of the year. This is just a good, solid album, you know. He got hits on there, he got radio songs on here, you know, nice features and all of that. It's good. It's good.
Yeah.
It's good. Good way to end up the year.
Yeah, I agree with you. I wouldn't say that it's the best album of the year. You know what I'm saying? It's not best album of the year. We have way too many.
Way too many.
We have so many. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's up there. I wouldn't say as like, I'd say top 5, but I would definitely not say like number 1. That's I can't.
Top 5 is even a lot. Are you serious? Top 5 is way a lot. Whoa, and you just got top 5 just came out. Already said top 5 dead or alive. This nigga said shit is Jada.
I said top 5 as in 2018.
Yeah, I'm saying top 5 in 2018 too.
I don't know, man. It's tough. It's tough, man. Got a lot of good albums this year. A lot of good albums drop.
And I think one of our shows, you know, this month, being that this is the last month of the year, I think we're gonna delve into it a little bit further as far as, you know, which our top albums, you know what I'm saying, and kind of break it down for everybody is what we think of the top albums are for this year. But I mean, just to on this album, man, I like it. And of course, you know, with any album, there are, you know, a couple skippable moments. It happens. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean that the album isn't good. It just means that, you know, there's a, you know, couple of skippable moments. I mean, like I said, the first joint, the second joint, dope. The third joint, you had Fab come on there and, you know, do his thing. The joint with Cardi B, I actually liked it. I actually liked it.
Why you laughing, friends? Why you started laughing, man?
Because, man, was that a troll record? Was he trolling on that record?
I don't think that he was trolling. I mean, I think he was just, you know, just talking about, you know, the type of chicks that he gets right now. You think it was a trolling record?
It's too close to comfort, if you ask me. You know what I mean?
Way too emotional.
I'm just saying, it is what it is. The man, this is his album. This grown ass man, he could make a song with whoever he want to make a song with. I'm just saying, was he thinking about Cardi B a year ago? Like, was that somebody on his radar? Or was he secretly wanting to do a song with Cardi B? But
what
then,
you trying to say? What you mean? What you trying to say?
Trying to say she's the hottest artist in the city.
Yeah, but so what? So his relationship was preventing him from doing a song with her?
Oh, what the fuck? He was doing joints with his girl. Come on, Fred. Does that even matter?
It does not. It does not.
Come on, man. Anyway,
I'm just saying.
Then after the Cardi B joint,
Shade room ass nigga.
He always try to throw some soul.
Always some shade room shit. Yeah.
I'm saying that. Go ahead, man. Continue.
But after the Cardi B joint, then we get into this joint that as soon as it comes on, like we had no idea what it was gonna sound like. You look and you see it's Rick Ross and Jay-Z. So all of a sudden, that's when you hear these violins, and I'm like, wait a minute, this sounds familiar. And the song was called "What's Free." Then all of a sudden, it's like, this is the fucking sample for What's Beef. So I'm like, okay, listen, you cannot mess this up. There is no way that you can mess this up. So then I'm listening, and I mean, Rick Ross gets off, and he starts delving into the Tekashi,
he was just about Tekashi 6ix9ine, right? I know I wasn't bugging out and shit. Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. So you did listen to the album?
I'm sure he heard just this song.
Just that one song.
And the Cardi B song. I actually did like that Cardi B song too, actually. Because I didn't realize that was her. I was like, who the fuck is that? Oh, it's Cardi B. Oh, okay.
But yeah.
So Rick Ross got up on there and so go ahead. Yeah, he rapped. Go ahead.
Yeah, he came on there and just murdered it. Then Meek Mill gets on there and he just murders it.
I'm like, sorry, Lou Hall. The line of the song, I'm sorry, even though, I mean, to me, it's got to be the joint Straight Shots. I've been a top dog. That's before the K Dots. I was sorry.
Yes.
That's a nice line. That's a nice line.
Yeah. If you want to go back into the shade room, is that like you can go back into the shade room. That got beef. Him and K-Dot got beef. What's going on?
No shade room ass nigga.
Okay. I'm sorry.
It reminds me of when he said, "I know Noriega, the real Noriega."
Yo, subliminal, son. Subliminal.
Can we hop out the shade room again, please?
All right, continue.
So then we get into this Jay-Z verse. So it's like the anticipation has built up. You have no idea what Jay-Z we're gonna get. And like, Jay has been, Sean Carter, his grown man, he stepped out of the realms of we was talking earlier of the Hawaiian Sophie fame. He stepped out of the realm of the
you tap dancing a thin lane right now with Prez.
He about to come to your screen and shit like on some Freddy Krueger shit, bro. Keep bad talking, Jay-Z, man.
Good, man.
Ever since 444, man, he's just been on this whole, pro-black / woke conscious, grown man rap. And then, he gets on and I mean, let's dissect this verse, man. I mean, my goodness.
Oh, my goodness gracious, man.
How he starts out the verse basically explaining, how he gets his money, how everything is divided.
50% of this, 100% of that. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you go ahead. No, go ahead. Speak on it.
Well, he was saying what? He's like he got 50% of Deuce. No, he got 100% of Deuce, 100% of Ace of Spades.
He said 50% of Deuce, 100% of Ace of Spades.
50% of Rock Nation.
Rock Nation is worth half a B. Come on, nigga, get it together, man. I heard this shit one time. Y'all listen to shit 45 times. Come on.
He splitting title with his peoples, right? He got title. He's splitting that shit up with his peoples. That's it, right? It was just those four different. Was that it? Yeah. Ace of Spades, Deuce, title, Rock Nation. Yeah, that was it. And then he starts talking about what you call it, the Michael Jackson Prince comparisons, how right. You know what I'm saying, how they separate you because of these two of the greatest pop artists or whatever at their time. So you let the fucking media and these outside influences separate the two. Like they can't coexist. He was like, that shit shouldn't be happening between me and Ye. So now, depending on who you listen to, people want to say that that's a shot at Ye. Right?
I think, yeah, but see, I think it's part is going at Ye, but part isn't. I think the first part, excuse me, where he was basically saying, he said, since most of you niggas won't ever work together, he said, no red hat, don't Michael and Prince me and Ye. So basically he's saying, I don't believe in that red hat, you know what I'm saying, and everything that it stands for, but don't put me against my brother. You know what I'm saying? Don't do what y'all did to Michael and Prince
right
to me and Ye. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So it's not really a diss per se. He's not feeling the hat. We understand. Like, everybody else is not feeling that, that hat that he be rocking or whatever. But I think that's the extent of it, though, man. I think he's talking to these motherfuckers out in, and these blogospheres and these critics and all that want to try to, create something that's should be kept internal. Like that was his main thing from day one.
Yeah,
the beef that he had with fucking Kanye was shit that should have been kept in house.
Kanye West is the one that was broadcasting the shit.
No, he was. Yeah. But I think that's what kind of like rubbed Jay the wrong way, because now the shit is out there for everybody to like have these opinions and be putting his name in their mouth.
They doing their job and shit.
Yeah, I guess.
What's the one that put it out there? It's like Tupac is the one that put the shit out there. I don't know. Y'all be seeing things differently. I don't know. Y'all be talking about
no.
Twist the media against everybody. These niggas are the one that put that shit out there.
He
Nobody
definitely did.
About it unless Kanye West and go on a fucking 40-minute rant about it. Nobody would have had no idea what was going on.
He definitely did. He definitely put it out there 100%. But then he put it out there, and these niggas just ran with it and just
they doing their job.
Of course.
Now they beating that shit like down into the ground, son. They just like,
and then to put a cap on that, he said they separate you when you got Michael and Prince's DNA. So what he's saying is, because you are the two people, they are the two people that's on top. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna try to separate both of them. They're gonna try to separate them so that way they can put it. They can see, make it a who's better and who's not better.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. I think the rest of that line though, where he talks about his house, his house is bigger than yours, and my spouse. He's like, yo, come on, man. What you think about that, yo?
Come on, man. Yo, you see. Yo,
I'm asking him a question. Are you breaking down the verse?
He was going at Trump.
Prez, all right. First of all, you gotta we're talking about your boy Hov, right, Prez?
Yes, sir.
The toppest of the tier of MCs,
the GOAT. Yeah, the GOAT.
Okay, so you gotta, when you say in these lines, Prez, also you must say, like, especially in that part, you gotta add how he said it. You know what I'm saying? So the flow is always important. Like when he said, "My house better than yours. My house like a resort. Come on, my route better than yours." You know what I'm saying? Like the flow is big time on that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I think he was just talking in general. right there about the people, about the oppressors. You know what I'm saying? Like you said later in the verse, they just came back to the hood, they reinvested and they gentrified it. Like he said in the opening line, you know what I'm saying? He broke it down. I think it was evident from the opening line, you know what I mean? He said we the land of the free, you know what I'm saying? But we're the home of the slaves and stuff. 3/5 of the man, you know what I'm saying, is the phrase. I mean, I knew from then that he was gonna take it there in the verse, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, to me, before we even get there any deeper, I like the lighter note. My favorite line of the whole verse was the Billboard joint, son. I told y'all, son. The Billboard line is hilarious, son.
Yeah.
Yo, the Billboard line is up because people don't. All right. Lou Hall, your boy with his TV show, when they would talk about Kamikaze, the young boy on the panel said something about the bars. Like, I don't like the bar. Like, why he's so much punchlines, why he's being so lyrical, or something to that effect. And Remy Ma turned around and said, "Is you dumb?"
Yo. Facts. So that's definitely a cool little reference there.
If it is, wow. If it's not, it's a coincidence. But if it is, it's great because he said, like he said also, I got 1 billion streams. I got $1 billion. They inflating the numbers regardless.
So he doesn't have 1 billion streams, but he has $1 billion.
$1 billion.
Yeah. The crazy thing is, and I think that with the part that you was just saying, Sis, I think that was a double entendre because at the same time, he's talking about Billboard. Like, okay, when he was young at it, they were focused on the album sales, what Billboard said, you know what I'm saying? But now it's like you look at Billboard and what they're about now and all the music that's coming out now, he's like, is you dumb? Like, are you serious?
Oh man.
He got a lot of shit in there, man. He got a lot of shit to unpack in this verse, man. The gentrification, man. He talked about the 360 deals. Like they came in, they stole music, and then now they smacking you with 360 deals. Now they taking that money out your pocket, man. It's just a very timely verse. You know what I mean?
You gave us pig intestines, son.
Yeah.
Shit that you discarded.
Yeah. He made the project a wave, yo. You know what I'm saying?
Made the project a wave.
And this dude is like, shit is so like, bars, yo. It's like he's saying shit. Like this is what I like to hear. I like to hear motherfuckers actually put the pen to paper, or in his case, just spit off the top of the dome and create.
And then he incorporated because this is a sample from What's Beef. He incorporated what Big said, ha 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 ha. Check out this bizarre rapping style used by me, the HOV. Look up my carefree. Niggas ain't near free. Enjoy your change. Wish your employer's name with the hairpiece. So you already know who he's talking about with that. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy your chains. He said niggas ain't near free.
Dope.
Which means nobody is, you think you free, but you not. You are still enslaved. Enjoy your chains.
Dope.
Yeah, man.
Fire. How real is that?
How real is this?
That's good shit, man. But so for the most part, the Meek album is tough. I definitely like it. Definitely can rock that shit for the next few months. Good to see him back on top. Dope watching him on that Flex joint. I'm looking forward to what he's going to be doing with this prison reform. It seems like he's really locked in. It's not just just lip service that he's giving. He knows what it is to be on probation for fucking 11 years. 11 years to be on probation. Something is wrong.
Crazy.
Something is wrong with that, man. So hopefully, you know, I hope the people that he is in these meetings with now, and you know, he's rubbing elbows with, you know, I hope they not just doing this shit for fucking social media and fucking and likes, and you know, really understand that the prison system and the prison, what do you call it, industrial complex is a real thing that's just fucking us up right now. So hopefully they can use their influence to try to, you know, inject some change into these different communities, and you know, try to make a difference. These fucking Robert Crafts and these Michael, the dude from the Sixers who bailed him out or whatever, or flew him to the game or whatever. These niggas is like, you know, for the most part, powerful people in the world of entertainment, at least. And they need to like really, you know, try to make a difference. They making money off of all these black boys. You know what I'm saying? Let's try to keep some of these black boys out of jail, and you know, they do their time or whatever. You know, you do your crime or whatever, do your time, and try to get you back on the right track. So, but what else we got, man? That was just one album that recently dropped. What else we got? We got a whole bunch though. We got tons of them shit, yo. What you think? What else is worthy of speaking on?
Well, Lou Hall already put this one in his top 5, so I don't think
already.
So I don't know if you could do that.
So Lou Hall, that album from that Philly representative was better than the album from the other Philly representative, from Mr. Tariq Trotter, who just dropped that Streams of Thought too?
No. I'm definitely gonna say a no to that. Because honestly, Streams of Thought Volume 1 and Volume 2 are in my top right now. Both of them. Listen, the wordplay.
So much, this dude, man.
This dude is an alien. I'm convinced that, you know what I'm saying? You remember in Men in Black how, you know, you had famous stars that was aliens. They had Michael Jackson as an alien on Men in
Dennis
Black.
Rodman, I think.
Exactly, Dennis Rodman. Yo, I really think Black Thought is an alien, because there's no way in hell there's anybody on this planet that can rap the syllables so clearly and put them all into one in these verses. You were just talking a second ago on how, you know, Meek, how on his album, how he tried to, you know, put like so many different words in the verse and to try to, and it sounds and make it sounds offbeat. Yo, this guy, Black Thought, just rhymes on beat, and it's just like his, you know, his mouth is another instrument, you know, when it comes to the beat. It's just like it's on, it's hitting, it's like, you know, you have your high, you have your low. Well, his rhyming is the mid, and it just sounds put together like
it's unfuckwittable. It's unfuckwittable. That's what you gotta say when you talk about this dude, man. It's unfuckwittable. It's like the way they call it multi-syllabic.
Damn, man, he's making up words now.
He's struggling, man. Unfuckwittable, multi-syllabic. He's struggling, man.
The double entendres, man. It's like he comes across as somebody I feel like is the voice. He's like your rapper's rapper. You know what I'm saying? This nigga's like what other rappers like aspire to be. You know what I mean? As far as like, everybody puts Jay on that pedestal of being the GOAT and everything, you know, because of, you know, his longevity and the number of hits, and he married to Beyonce and the bread that he got. Everybody says, yeah, that's the man. But yo, when it comes to just bars and just lyrics and just being able to put fucking words together, I think everybody knows, hands down, Black Thought gotta be in your top 3. Gotta be. Gotta be.
Well, he's in my top 5 with that Streams of Thought 1 of the album so far in 2018. That's for sure. That first Streams of Thought got me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, that's for sure. But your top 5 is kind of funny because if you said you have 1 and 2 in there, I'm just interested. I'm surprised D didn't ask what's the other 3.
He just living in the moment, man.
I don't pay him
no attention, man.
So you think I'm just caught up? You think I'm caught up?
Maybe, yeah, I think you're caught up because
sit down and look at stuff and shit.
Yeah.
You're like,
yeah, exactly. Because I love The Beloved more than I like Championship.
A lot of shit came out this year, man.
You know, I love Kamikaze more than I like Championship.
Oh, and you know what?
Yo, it's funny. Yo, big up to Cardi. I like the Invasion of Privacy more than I like Championships. Yo, big up to Nicki. I like Queen more than I like Championship. Not for nothing. You know what I'm saying? You know, but I'm just saying those are like albums that still be in the mix.
Still
and you know, I forgot to mention, I don't even know if y'all heard this yet. The Exhibit and Be Real joint.
Yeah, I heard a little bit. I heard.
Was it an album or a song?
It's like an EP album.
I haven't heard it yet. I know it dropped about a month ago, but no, I haven't heard it.
It sounded like you heard it, Seth, but it sounded like you had kind of like a disappointment. You was like, yeah, I heard it.
Well, you know what? I was still thinking about, other albums. Like, it's crazy. I bet you forgot all about Carter 5, right? I mean, and of course, you forgot about
Swizz Beatz.
Yeah, Swizz Beatz. Yeah, Poison. Jesus. And you also forgot about J&B. Happy birthday. You know, I mean,
everything is love.
Yeah, I mean, so there's so much. Like, it's so funny. So when you put Championships on this, I'm like, it's a good, very good album. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me twisted, but my number one album is like right now still Book of Ryan.
Oh my god! And
so it's like
about Joel Ortiz.
Yeah, the Apollo Drive. I like that. That's definitely in my top.
The Marco Polo and Master Ace joint.
That was
the Logic album, which brought the great Wu-Tang Clan together.
You know, you can't give so much props off of one joint. Did this just turn into hip hop albums? But yo, it is.
If it wasn't for the album, we would never got that single.
That's true.
We would have never got that single.
That's true.
It's up there, goddamn it.
He said one song.
If it wasn't for that album, we wouldn't have got that single. Man. Great album. One song made it a great album. Fuck all that.
Wow.
Dipset.
Dipset was tough. Dipset is a tough album, man. Drake, that Scorpions.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. You can't even lie in Drake. Drake is right there, number 6, number 6, number 6, number 7. Yeah, right.
Yo, that Jaden Smith.
Yeah, there you go. Yo, anyway, Fred, are you done with me?
I'm done with Meek, man. I'm done with Meek. I think that Pusha album, man. I think that Pusha album was up there, man.
Yeah, I still listen to Adam and Eve off the Nasir.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yo, you know, Diggy Simmons dropped a joint.
This nigga trolling right now.
I'm tired already. One of the J's. Do you gonna do JID or the J Rock?
Oh hell no!
Come on, man. Stop it, guys. Stop it.
The Jamla 2. The
Jamla 2 is tough.
The West Side Gun. The
that J. Cole.
Live in the moment. Are we still talking about Lou Hole living in the moment, D?
he just read a Wikipedia now. Now you going to Wikipedia phase and shit now.
Actually, no, I'm going through all the albums I downloaded.
That J. Cole. You got J. Cole down there? What's up? KOD?
that was
KLD. Hey, KLD was good, but you know that's kind of like not in the running anymore. Like it's
bugging.
You're nah.
I mean, it was good. It was good.
It was good. Yeah, but I mean, you if you have a top 5, I mean. That's not going to be a top 5. I'm telling you now. That's not going to be a top 5. It was good, but it's not going to be a top. Nigga, Action Bronson is better than
you bugging. You wildin', son.
I'm definitely not.
Bugging. I don't know. I think y'all bugging right now. Y'all tripping.
Action Bronson, you bugging. Better than fucking.
Yo, that Joel Ortiz is better than that J. Cole, man.
Bugging, son.
Nah, you bugging. You bugging. Like you might probably went to sleep, but I don't know about that. Just because it's good for something doesn't mean it's great for everything.
Yo, they got a tea out that, you know what I'm saying, helps you go to sleep. Yo, fuck that tea. Just put on a J. Cole album.
We back on that again and shit.
Oh, come on, man.
Troll ass motherfuckers. Troll ass motherfuckers. What's up with that Nipsey Hussle, man? What y'all felt about that Nipsey?
That victory lap. Yeah. That came out this year?
Of course.
Yeah.
Fuck. Because I still be banging that shit.
That was early. That was early this year.
My God.
That was early this year, man. A lot of joints, man.
Are we still on Lou Hall? Living in the moment? Are we still talking about that, D?
Hey, man.
Yo, championships just dropped to 25.
It's up to 25 with a top 5 and top 25.
Top 25?
Word.
Damn.
He went from a nickel to a quarter, my nigga.
The Ghostface Lost Tapes joint.
Yeah, tough. That was tough too.
T.I. came out with an album. I mean, it's not top 5, but I mean, still. It's not even in the running, but just to mention, he dropped a joint.
I think
oh man, D.
That Black Eyed Peas, man. Y'all listen to that Black Eyed Peas album?
Oh, take these guys out of their misery.
Black Eyed Peas is tough.
Yo, somebody no, I can't say that.
Black Eyed Peas, yo.
I told
that
you.
Shit was so
Prez,
boring.
I'm sorry.
Got bars.
Prez, you can say yes. Okay, I'll get to it. Sorry, I'll get to
them in bars. My God, listen, I want, matter of fact, I want the time that I spent to listen to the album back. Like, I need that back. Somebody need, Will I Am, I need my money back, bro. That was not, it wasn't fun.
Did you go in thinking it was going to be dope?
Yeah, because it was like such a long hiatus. I figured it was just them 3. You know what I'm saying? What's her name?
It was just them 3 without Fergie?
Yeah, no Fergie. So I was thinking back to the That's the Joint, That's the Jam days, you know, man. When I first liked them. Matter of fact, I enjoyed listening to Machine Gun Kelly more than listening to the Black Eyed Peas album.
Damn.
Wow. Crazy. All right, teachers on.
But yeah, so many albums. Jesus.
Yeah, come on, man.
You're right. Yo, even Travis Scott joint was good.
Yo, Astro World was very good.
Yeah.
Not for nothing. It's not even my cup of tea. And it's still, I thought it was okay. I thought it was good.
Yeah, it was real smooth.
One song he was talking directly to Prez.
What song was that?
Oh, come on now. Let's keep that in the shade room.
Must have been sicko mode.
I don't know. I think I tried to listen to the album. I wasn't very impressed. But
did you listen to the joint that I said was about you? Did you
Butterfly Effect?
I gotta listen to it again. Let me see if I can find out what you're talking about.
All right. talking right to you, bro.
Yo, going back though, we was talking about the albums that's supposed to be dropping this year for the rest of the year. It was on December 7th. It's fucking Ice Cube. Ice Cube got an album that's dropping on December the 7th. Called Everything's Corrupt.
Okay.
So it seemed like he's on this political shit. I know he's going to definitely talk about Trump. He already spoke on Trump, I think, on the first single. So I'm pretty sure that he's going to give you that West Coast gangster political view that he came out with when he first dropped. So it's cool. I'm definitely going to check it out. Ice Cube got bars. Ice Cube, definitely could rap. His ass off and shit. So
Death Certificate, one of the greatest albums of all time.
Yeah, for sure.
Yo, speaking of Ice Cube, where the fuck is Dub C?
Shit, I don't know. Where's fucking the other guy? What's the other guy's name?
Mac 10.
Mac 10. Yeah.
They're probably behind the scenes somewhere. I would assume behind the scenes
with Slim Thug.
Like Chameleonaire and shit.
Chameleonaire is like a millionaire, yo, based off of what do you call it? What the fuck you call that shit? In Silicon Valley or whatever?
Oh, I think I did talk about that.
Yeah, he invested in technology and shit companies and shit like that. Made him fucking a whole bag of money and shit.
That's what's up.
He jumped on it early.
Yeah, he got on that shit early. So a lot of these dudes, man. What's the name is still putting out music?
Slim Thug,
but Paul Wall also. Paul Wall, he's still putting out music. I think he had dropped the album earlier this year.
He did.
Those they might not be in the fucking, spotlight, because of these millennials and shit. They're not fucking with anybody that's over 25 and shit, basically.
They got a following. They got a huge following. Like, Houston, like they support. Like they really support their own.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Houston was one of the, when hip hop was popping in New York, Houston was always popping. It was bubbling. It just didn't really make its way up to us and shit. But that fan base, that shit is strong, and you know that shit. So all these Houston artists are still eating for that shit.
Yo, it's so funny when you talk about anytime you talk about any artists is that really not dropping a lot of music. Yo, I said it 2 weeks ago. Yo, Styles P, son, Beloved, G-Host, Dimebag, Nickelback, crazy, son. Come on.
Yeah, man, for sure. And that's another dude. He puts in that time, puts in that work and shit, and he speak about relevant shit, man. One of the few dudes that could hang with Black Thought. There's only a handful of cats that can get on the track with Black Thought and hold his own.
Top 10, man.
Yeah, for sure, man. I think. Remember when we was talking about it, D? How 2016 was such a fucked up year.
Horrible, man. Horrible
year. I think it's coming around, man. I think this year is proof that these MCs are bringing lyricism back. They bringing like dope production back. They're bringing the content back to help balance the shit out, man. Everything. It's like a fucking cycle, son. It's like it has to go around. It's like the sun gotta revolve around the Earth, or the other way around. Earth revolve around the sun.
Whichever way you could prove, Prez.
Yeah, because some still believe the Earth is flat. You know what I'm saying? So.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yo, let me ask y'all something. Since we talking about music, like sampling is like crazy right now. Like everybody's getting into the sampling. Do you think that it's too early to start sampling like these 90s joints?
No, they've been doing that shit for years already.
Man, Puffy broke the rules 20 years ago.
Well, no. What he's saying is, what he's trying to say is the music that we listen to, right? As we were hearing it for the first time when we were coming up are now getting sampled by the younger generation.
Mm-hmm.
You know
just
what I
kind of
mean?
like how we sampled coming up when, you know what I'm saying, or we sampled the stuff that they was listening to, you know, the 70s joints, you know,
Yeah.
that's
Puffy, like he said, Puffy, he did exactly what them kids are doing now. He did it for the 70s and whatnot.
Yeah.
You know, the music from the 70s.
Shit, people were sampling music that was out then and shit. Like
He was
Biggie,
sampling.
Unbelievable. Like R. Kelly shit that just came out like a year or two before.
unbelievable how your bodies.
And Puff was doing it, and then on the East Coast, and Dr. Dre was killing it on the West Coast.
Yeah, but
Dr. Dre was all them soulful like 70s, you know,
George Clinton,
all that shit, man. Fucking staple singers and Al Green and all this shit, the legendary shit that we used to hear. That was what put Dre on the map, man. With that Snoop album was heavy with samples, yo. Heavy with samples, you know. And that's what made it the Chronic, made it a classic. I mean, made it the classic.
And it's crazy how back then they was getting away with not paying for the samples in some instances. But then like now you got all the cats now, they are paying attention to these songs hard.
As they should.
They got software. They can just play the song, just runs through the thing, automatically says where the samples are from. The software they got nowadays and shit. You ain't even got to really try that hard.
Yeah. That's why there's no excuse, man. Your song getting heavy rotation and you didn't clear that sample.
Yeah.
No excuse, man.
Nope.
Not at all. None at all. None at all.
Yeah, man. Yo, interesting thing. Shout out to Hip Hop Evolution. Came up. That was the Netflix joint, and they got it running on TV now. I think all of season 1.
Oh, word.
Interestingly enough, I knew who Sylvia Robinson was because of her record label. She and her son was the one that discovered Wonder Mike and Master G and Big Bang Hank from the pizza shop in Jersey, right? I remember that story. But then, you know, they said something crazy I didn't know, right? Sylvia Robinson used to be in a group with another artist named Mickey, and they did the song from Dirty Dancing.
Oh, yeah?
Love
Sylvia
is strange. Remember that joint? That also was also on. Yeah, come on, Prez. You know exactly what you don't. Oh my god.
Maybe I don't remember it.
It was one of what was it? Wasn't it Casino also? Wasn't that joint in Casino?
I probably know.
Love is strange. And the guitar goes down, down. D could do it better than me.
Was that the song in the beginning of the Casino? And when they were in the beginning when they were playing the beginning credits.
Yeah, I don't remember. All I'm saying is that yes, I didn't even know that got that when you go back and you listening to the songs back in the day, there's a lot of little things that you didn't know. And I peeped that shit right there. I had to give a shout out to Hip Hop Evolution. That shit is so tough, yo. For anybody that ain't check it out, you gotta check that shit out, yo.
Definitely a dope documentary series, man.
Word up. But yeah, yo. What was y'all talking about the sampling again, yo? I mean, it is what it is. And that kid Jufra, I think I pointed that out months ago as soon as I heard it about that message. That was something he should have done. I mean, but it's been happening since the beginning of the hip hop industry. Everybody know, if you don't know about De La Soul, about, you know, the trouble that they went through.
Yeah.
That album will never see the light of day, son.
Yeah, there's a whole
first joint.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
Yeah, it is what it is. But you know, and the technology, D, like D said, is crazy. It's everything is laid out for you. All you have to do is not much. Everything they're helping you to the full. There's nothing you
Reach
can
out.
do. Yeah, definitely you feel that the technology has grown to the point where they already lay out there's no drastic creativity that you're coming up with. You know, it's not like Grandmaster Flash holding the record. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, this is how I'm gonna do it. Use the mixer and go back and forth. And it's so funny because a lot of those saying about the scratches and everything about the crabbing. Rest in peace to Rock Raider from the Executioners. When it was all those scratches going on and everything like that, and it's like Grandmaster Flash, Grand Wizard Theodore, whatever, all them, Grand Wizard Theodore, Mixmaster DXC, all the ones that they said that was pioneers in the scratching. But when it came to actually Grandmaster Flash, that he created how you prolong something, how you could control the record and prolong a beat by using the mixer and going back and forth. Isn't that crazy? He said, I don't get no credit for none of the scratches, but none of that would be absolutely possible if it not for what he created. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. It's crazy.
So right now with the technology today, the kids got everything in front of them, yo, and dudes is really rocking out. Shout out to Brian, man. Day one doing,
yes,
ridiculous.
Yes,
like, he's just somebody, another person that I just know personally that they just rock. They making shit. The way you could manipulate sounds within these programs. So you could take a busted ass sound that's in your kit, like that's the way some people, even the best producers now, they say the same thing. It's so funny. They schooling on everybody else on the equipment that's out right now. They say you can say something that's in the stock, and you can take that and manipulate the whole sound into whatever you want.
Word.
Yeah.
You know, and big up to the producers who stop sampling. And they starting to play things out on the keyboard and the computer, making those beats. They don't pay nobody for their publishing, for their musical, for anything musical.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. That's what's up, man.
Anyway, December 4th is Jay-Z's birthday.
Oh,
yes.
This nigga Prez said that December 4th should be a holiday.
Absolutely. Why not?
Okay. All right, I nominate a holiday myself next month, January 14th.
What day is that?
That's the birthday of James Todd Smith.
You can have that. You can have that.
Like, when did you even look that up? That is his birthday. Like, did you put the rapper's birthdays, or you just looked up LL Cool J and then looked up what his birthday
LL Cool J, January 14th, born. Yes, definitely in 1968. Homeboy is gonna be 51 next year on January 14th. And
okay,
one of the GOATs ever. I'm just saying, you know. We was on the Queen side. Take it to the Brooklyn side, bro.
You can't give it to him before you give it to Jay. I'm sorry.
Really?
Can't give it to him before you give it to Jay.
What?
Can't do it.
Really?
Can't do it. Jay's stamp, Jay's footprint on this culture is way greater than LL.
You are quiet.
Yeah, I don't know.
Way greater. What has LL done? What has LL done in music over the last 15 years? 10, 15 years?
Moment, man. Please.
Anything? No, tell me. What has he done in the last 10 to 15 years?
What got to do with legacy? What they got to do with his legacy?
I'm talking about.
What are you talking about? What they got to do with his legacy?
The contribution.
Nigga been dead for fucking 12, 15 years. I didn't say.
Listen, I'm just saying. I'm not saying he doesn't deserve it. I'm just saying he wouldn't get it before Jay is what I'm saying.
Okay, how about this?
Okay.
How about this?
I'm about to say, Luho, I'm sorry. One thing. He said, what has LL done in the last 15 years? Well, what has Jigga done the 15 years prior to the first time you heard him?
Prior to the first time we heard Jay, what has he done?
Yeah, what did he do before you heard Jay? Okay. You want to give? I mean, come on now.
But when he got into the game, right? When he got into the game, his fucking reign was what, 8 years?
Michael Jordan retired in 1998, Prez. Michael Jordan retired. So you telling me, he can't?
But you're not talking about Michael Jordan
until LeBron get it right. That's what you're saying right now. That's what you're saying.
Not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying.
You can't give
Okay.
LeBron his props until you give. Well, you can't.
No,
Michael Jordan
I'm
props,
not
you give
saying
LeBron
that.
his props first. That's
Recess
what you said.
said.
That's the equivalent.
No, I'm not. Recess
That's the
said,
equivalent.
what
Michael
has
Jordan,
he done
that's
in the
equivalent.
first 15 years? Well, I'm saying if you talking about the beginning, when Jay-Z dropped in '96, he consistently every year dropped the album for the next 8 to 9 years.
But Jay-Z just didn't drop in 1996. Jay-Z was around when, starting in the 80s.
No, listen. He came out in '96. That was his first album. We're talking about when you drop your first album. When LL drops his first album, he had that first year. I can't remember what year it was. 86, 87, maybe.
Ooh, are you joking?
I don't know. When did it drop? When did Radio drop?
Radio was like, what, 84?
We're around there, 84, 85.
Okay,
Yeah.
84, 85. What was next? Bigger and Deffer, Bigger, Badder, Deffer, or some shit like that. What was the next album? Well, regardless, he probably okay.
Mama said knock you out. 14 shots to the dome. Mr. Smith. Come on, man.
And he started trailing like little by little. He started trailing after like what, the third or fourth album. He was fading away. As far as being
After
being
the
an
third album.
After the 34th album, the decline started to
Mama
come.
said knock you out was the fourth album, Reggie. Mama's my son was the fourth album.
So
and then Mr. Smith was the fifth album. What are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about?
This dude
He started trailing.
started trailing. It's little by little.
Yeah, everybody in the
decline.
country, Mama said knock you
While
out.
Jay was steady on the upswing. Jay was steady climbing them charts one by one. Every time he came out was one notch higher.
Basically, it's just ridiculous. Just saying you can't
check this out.
You can't get LL process to give Jay-Z.
Check this out. Check this out. Check this
I
out.
think that is ridiculous.
But check this out. Check this out. Thank you for joining the We So Classic. Checking us out.
What are you talking about, yeah?
Exactly. On that note,
I've stated my case. I've made my point. I'm sticking to it. You can take. You know what? You can take Jay-Z's. You can take Jay-Z's. Right? Listen to this. You can take Jay-Z's top 5 albums, right? Let's say you take out Reasonable Doubt, the Black Album, Hard Knock Life, the Blueprint. What else? An American Gangster, right? Let's say those are the top 5, in my opinion, right? If you randomly took 12 songs, 13 songs from all the other albums, it'd still be better than the LL Cool J album.
I'm done.
Yo, you bugging. Yes,
I guarantee you.
He's trolling, man. Don't pay no
I guarantee you. If you randomly selected 12 songs,
he's trolling, man.
You're gonna have the bangers in the club, right? You're gonna have the bangers in the club.
Exactly.
You're gonna have that street shit. You're gonna have that. I guarantee you. Think about it. Just think about it.
Yo, you want me to say 12? You want me to say?
Listen,
man.
And I'm giving you 5 albums, giving you the 5 best Jay-Z albums. Take them out of the equation, and then the rest of his catalog, you could just randomly pick 12 songs.
What is your point? What is your whole point? What is your whole point? That Jay-Z's better than LL Cool J? Is that your main point? That's what you're saying?
I'm just saying. Seth was talking.
No, I asked you a question. Is that your point? Is your point? Well, all this rambling right now is basically saying Jay-Z's better than LL Cool J. That's your point right now, right?
100%.
Okay, so what does that got to do with saying you said LL Cool J can't get his props until Jay-Z get his props first?
No.
That's basically what you said in the beginning.
He can get his props.
You can't honor LL Cool J till you honor Jay-Z.
No, go ahead and honor him because his career is done. Jay's still on there, still getting it.
And again, so is Michael Jordan's career is done. It ended in 1998. And LeBron's career is going on right now because his career is still going. He's still winning and doing his stuff.
Right.
All right.
So, I'm not saying he's any less great. I'm not saying he's any
with
less
a bang in 1984, and you never heard of Jay-Z until 12 years later.
So what? That's irrelevant. Because when you did hear about him, when he did come out, you heard about him for the next 8 to 9 years consistently.
And so did you did of James Todd Smith.
I don't know about 9 years. I don't know about that. I give him 4 or 5. I give him 4 or 5. I give him 5 albums, 4 to 5 albums, and all of them songs was about stealing some dude's chick. How about
He's
that?
just trolling, man. He's just trolling.
How about that?
All right, that's enough. That's enough.
How about that?
That's
What else? What else was he? What else was he rapping about?
Hey, you got it.
Real Crush, Mo D, Hammer, and Ice T's girl. Still, niggas want to instigate shit. I'll battle any nigga in this rap game quick. Name
He don't want it with Jay. He don't want it with Jay.
female rappers
Don't
too.
want it,
I don't
son.
give a fuck.
Boom.
He don't want it with Jay.
Yo, rhymes of the month in the source for 20 years.
He don't want it with Jay. He don't want it, yo.
The similar armors off limits to challenges. You hold the rusty sword, I swing the Excalibur. How dare you ever step in my dimension? Your little ass should be somewhere crying on detention.
Difficult takes a
Watch
day,
your mouth,
impossible
better
takes
yet
a
hold
week.
your tongue. I'm
What?
gonna do this shit for free. This time, this one's for fun.
Hove's a living legend, and I'll tell you why. Everybody want to be Hove, but Hove's still alive.
Blow you to pieces, leave you covered in feces with one thesis.
LL Cool J.
J is hard.
Listen.
Come
You
on.
can't bar for bar. You can't keep up. You can't keep up. Because this is food for thought. You niggas do the dishes. Can't keep up.
Just like he couldn't keep up being president of Def Jam Records that fucked everybody.
Yo, he had to be
Now what?
president of the label to hold back. Son. He had to become president of the label, and his first order is business. Hold back LL.
Oh no.
LL is not going nowhere. His
He's got
legacy
too much steam.
stops here. His legacy stops here, and that's real talk. That's Redman.
This guy's hilarious.
listen, at the end of the day, LL is great. You know, definitely legend in the game, hands down. But he's still no match for the group. No match for the GOAT.
If that's the case, then why have you never heard a Redman or a Method Man want to get on a song with Jay-Z?
I don't know. Mad people haven't done songs with Jay-Z.
Why Prodigy never got on a song with Jay-Z? Why Fat Joe never got on a song with
Heavy,
Jay-Z?
because heavy is the head that wears the crown. Son, you niggas don't want to go.
Why was Foxy Brown's verse better on a song with LL than
Why was DMX's verse better than Jay-Z's than it was on?
Hove don't run.
that nigga
Hove
was on
stands and
crack.
fight.
This shit is
Hove's
broken
a
down.
soldier. Hove been fighting all his life. Come on, man. Come on. Come on. Stop it. Stop it.
Yo,
Stop it.
I'm about to say something else, but Prez told me I gotta watch my tongue about. You know, I swear to God, if I was drinking a OE, I would have let loose on you, Prez, about this fucking bullshit. It's definitely what D was saying. You cannot say that Hove gets his prize before L.
And matter of fact, check this out. LL was trying to help DMX off crack. Guess what? Jay-Z sold DMX to crack.
Wow. On the man's birthday. Yeah, I don't know what's more fire.
Yo, that is a good way to shut somebody down. Though. That's a good way and shit. You know they got a problem and shit. You don't want them as a competition. That's a good idea and shit, yo. Like, yo, I got some shit for you, man. What's up, man?
I got some shit for
trying
you,
to get down with this shit here.
Yo, where you signed that? I'm gonna
All
become
you gotta do is
president there.
bark on the record. Just bark on the record and it's yours.
Hilarious.
Man, yo.
Anyway,
January 14th.
December 4th. The G Day. It's the G Day. Or
I don't know. It's a G Day.
it's a G Day, you know.
I would say May 21st. I'm sorry.
Matter of fact, since we on the subject of DMX on the record, let's see which song gained the most notoriety. 4, 3, 2, 1, or Money Cash Hoes?
4, 3, 2, 1 by far.
Thank you. There you go. You've been outclassed.
You just picked a random Jay-Z song to put it against 4, 3, 2, 1. What the fuck is that about? Fuck out of here.
No, because it was a single. No, Money Cash Hoes was a single. And Money Cash Hoes was not only the single.
Reservoir Dogs, nigga. I could pick a song, Reservoir Dogs.
But I said
versus 4, 3, 2, 1.
No,
I'm talking about DMX being on the song.
If you're gonna take Reservoir
Dogs, I'm talking about Posse Cut.
Reservoir Dogs.
I
shot you. Thank you.
You can
so put it up there. So put it up there.
It's unfuckwittable.
What?
Crazy.
What?
It's unfuckwittable.
Reservoir Dogs? Are you insane? Are you insane? Reservoir Dogs? Come on.
Over I Shot You?
Over I Shot You.
Hands down.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, I can see where you say that for, but yo, you're biased.
Matter of fact, and check this out. You could even take 4, 3, 2, 1 and put it against Reservoir Dogs. You know why? Because not only did you Cannabis says it all. That cannabis verse. Am I right, D?
Of course, you know that, man.
But no, you already put 4, 3, 2, 1 against Money Cash Hoes.
Okay.
You trying to mess with Reservoir Dogs?
You can't ask the cannabis stand and act like you're going to give you a fucking unbiased answer.
He gave you unbiased.
Get out of here.
D already gave you an unbiased opinion. You know why? Because number one, he doesn't like LL for the simple fact because of that cannabis shit. But guess what? What was he saying this whole time? That LL would get his props before Jay-Z.
That's not even a question and shit, man. There's plenty of people that get it props before Jay-Z. Come on, man.
No, son. Yeah. Wake up, son. Wake up, Muttley.
I think Jay-Z gets his props mainly because, of course, his songwriting ability. You know what I'm saying? His albums are dope, but you know, I'm talking about not only just from a hip hop standpoint, but I'm talking about when you crossing those lines. You know what I'm saying? When you're talking about our Caucasian listeners and fans, you know what I'm saying? Then you think about this when you talk about it like that. Look how LL has has crossed over into so many different realms as a star. Period. You cannot tell me that Jay-Z is not a bigger star than LL.
He is a bigger star than LL. Yes. I didn't say he wasn't.
When you put everything together.
Yes. You saying LL's a bigger star than Jay-Z?
Yeah.
What you said? No,
yeah.
You bugging. Son.
A celebrity? Yeah. As a celebrity? I say
as a celebrity.
Yeah,
I'm talking about everything, crossover, everything.
It's about business, man. It's about celebrity. I think so.
Yeah. Now, if you talk about business, you talk about business-wise.
No. I'm talking about a celebrity. You think LL is more recognizable across the world than Jay-Z?
Of course.
Yeah, because there are people that look at Jay-Z and is like, who the fuck is Jay-Z? Who is this? That's
Beyonce's wife. That's Beyonce's husband and shit.
Exactly.
I'm not. We shouldn't even be talking about this because we're talking about what if. We're talking about what ifs and speculations on what's going on the other side of the world. All that shit is irrelevant. You got your opinion. I got mine. It is what it is.
Right. And I got fact. Like for example, LL Cool J last year was given the highest of performance artist honors at the Kennedy Center. For instance, Nas was invited to perform all of Illmatic in the National Symphony at the Kennedy Center. Jay-Z,
he got the Songwriters Award. Hey,
man.
Nigga, thanks for writing the song.
It's crazy we talking, but these are the greats. These are greats.
That's what I'm saying. It's like you can't. It's apples and oranges, man. I like both of them. I like apples. I like oranges. Doesn't matter. It just depends on the day of the week.
Nah, but right now we talk about grapes and raisins, kid.
And it sounds like your raisin's been in the sun a little too long.
Yo.
Need a little water there.
Whoa.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy, man.
Yeah. All right, Prez. I feel you, man.
I think that's it, man. I think that's we're gonna end it like that.
I think we're done ranting.
End it like that.
Yo, shout out to Mike Judge. He created Beavis and Butthead. Created King of the Hill. And he brings back his character in his new animated series called the Tour Bus. Tales from the Tour Bus.
This nigga cutting you a check or something, man? Because you've been talking about this shit heavy.
Is that good?
Is Mr. Mike Judge your boss?
Yo, he is an avenue that many people shied away from all of the last 30 years. To tell the stories of sex, drugs, and rock and roll told by the many people who have survived it, who have been accompanied by the greatest that ever did it. I'm just saying, the stories on there, hilarious, kid. The stories on there, hilarious. Rick James, James Brown before him, Bootsy Collins, George Clinton.
All right, man. I'll watch the shit. All right. Give me a break, man. Give me a break.
Yo, I'm so disappointed with how many exactly with the story. One story specifically that I put up there for y'all to watch. Yo, I'm so disappointed y'all didn't see that, man. So y'all would have the cosign already that this shit is incredible. Tales from the Tour Bus. That shit is so dope, yo.
So these are true stories, right?
These are absolutely true stories told by the people that would live that survived.
Okay.
Shout out R.I.P. to Rick James, man.
I'm Rick James, bitch.
You see, that's crazy. Y'all know him for Chappelle's Show. When y'all don't understand, yo, he was next on tune to be bigger than MJ and Prince, but he stood for his morals. I thought that was something that you would admire, Prez. He was very open about him being in his black skin, how he was not accepted by the white industry, how he felt that MTV playing black artists was a no-no over there, and he felt that if he was the only black artist on MTV, he wouldn't want MTV to play his shit. Why it's only me getting the attention, you know? And everybody knew back then, it is what it is. He put on Prince. Y'all talk about Mike and Prince. Hove talked about Mike and Prince. If it wasn't for Rick James, there would be no Prince.
Oh yeah, he put him on.
Prince had a couple of records and was thrown off the Rolling Stones tour. Okay, back in the early 80s, in the late 70s, it tells the story how nobody cared for Prince, but then Rick James said, "You know what? I'll take him on tour with me. I'll let him open up for me."
Okay, that's what's up, man.
And it was it's funny how 360 how it comes around. I did want to explain to you talk about Michael and Prince a couple of times. Lou Hall was going off on that line, said a couple of things. Michael and Prince, I'll accept Prince, but if it wasn't for Rick James, it's crazy. There would be no Prince. I said, definitely not that Prince would have definitely not propelled his stage show and performances to the way it did if it not were watching Rick James every night on the side of the stage.
Rick James is the man, yeah.
Rick James was the man for sure, you know. Rick James was the man for sure. It's a shame that, people just only know him from the Dave Chappelle Show, though. But he was good.
I mean, I knew who Rick James was, man. I remember my sister had his albums in the crib when I was a youngster, when I was a little whippersnapper and shit. I could definitely remember him hearing his music and his name. I do remember his name. Probably, now that I think about it, now that you mention it, probably his name was the one entertainer or performer that you would hear after Michael Jackson and Prince. Like, I could remember James Brown, but I could also remember as a kid hearing his music and his name. So yeah, I mean, look, at the end of the day, we all know his contribution. Yeah, Dave Chappelle made him relevant again, or made him famous or introduced him to a lot of people. But and the people of a certain age definitely know and respect and give props to Rick James, man.
Actually, Prez, I disagree with you. At the end of the day, I think people do not know who Rick James was. They don't know.
Mary Jane's son, Mary Jane.
You're talking about a record. I'm talking about someone who was he was
outside the music.
How he stood up for civil rights and and the things that he was but it's cocaine is a hell of a drug, son.
Makes sense now.
All right. But then again, what happened to your boy Mike? We were talking about Michael Jackson. What happened to him? You know what I'm saying?
That fentanyl is a hell of a drug.
Okay. What happened to Prince? How did he die?
They killed him.
Exactly. They say he killed him, but he had opioids in his system when he died too. So regardless, I don't think people do know. So I give our shout out to Big Mike Judgment. He reprised his character, who's actually telling the story, because it's an animated series of it sounds like King of the Hill, what's his from Mr. Hill, yeah, man.
King of the Hill, yeah.
It sounds like him. It's so classic though. I don't think people know, and I don't think he'll ever get his just due, ever, Prez. The way Mike and Prince did. It's so funny, right? I don't think they won't. He won't. They won't give it to him.
That's what's up.
Yeah, man.
We gotta check this shit out though. Definitely check it out. Recess got his release out. Hopefully he'll get some money for this shit one day.
Word up. You can send all the proceeds to We So Classic at 1500 West Pennsylvania Avenue.
What I just said. Random ass address. What's up, Lou? You got any more final words, brother?
No, I believe Mr. Recess has supplied all the final thoughts. I'm good.
You're good, no doubt. Appreciate everybody, man. Appreciate everybody checking out the We So Classic podcast, man. Check us out everywhere you get your podcasts at. We are there. We So Classic in the search engine. Check us out. Social media at We So Classic Crew, Instagram and Twitter. Email is WeSoClassic@gmail.com. Want to hit me up personally? It's at DJDDame. That's on Instagram and Twitter. And the email is DJDDame@gmail.com. Bitches.
Whoa. Watch yourself, man.
Yo, these dogs, they all running around here, man.
Yo, this is Prez, man. Thank you for checking out the We So Classic podcast. You can check me out on Instagram and Twitter. It's going to be Rep1804. That's REP1804. Just holler at your boy.
Yo, it's always it's your boy Lou Hall. You can catch me on Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter. That's gonna be Lou Hall is IZ back BACK. Lou Hall is IZ back BACK. Hit me up by email. That's gonna be LouHall803@yahoo.com. LouHall803@yahoo.com.
And it's your boy Recess. I'll be snapping on Snapchat at Resuscitation. I'll be tweeting on Twitter at Southside Recess, that's one word, and I'll be IGing on the gram at GETDAFUCOUTAHERE. Get the fuck out of here.
Yes. Get the fuck up out of here. For Prez, say some more bullshit, yo. All right, man. We So Classic, yo. We out, man.
Hovey, baby.
Peace.
Biatch.
Biatch.